Hello everyone. Sorry I was away for so long. Had some, real life stuff happening and just couldn't get around to making videos, but we are hopefully going to be back. We got some killer videos coming out shortly, so stay tuned. But I wanted to quickly talk about Indiana Jones. So this is going to be a really quick, review slash my thoughts on what's going on here. So this latest movie is, I think it's not the worst one in this series of 5 films, but that being said, it's not top 3. But it's, my question is, are these style of films makeable in the modern era? When Indiana Jones was first coming out, being able to tap into this larger-than-life character and bring about cool action set pieces, that's what those blockbuster movies were about. But that's not going to cut it anymore. You're going to need more than just big stunts. And honestly, we can talk about Mission Impossible and whether or not they're able to do that. But we'll do that in a separate video. With Indiana Jones, I feel like because over the years, the creative narrative idea of this character has kind of been confused by Lucas himself and other writers, Spielberg included. They haven't really managed to make a character. They've made an idea of an action hero type guy. And with these modern movies, they're trying to flesh it out, but it's a little too late. I almost think it would have been better to not focus so much on who Indy is as a person in his old age like they do, and just have these random scenes like they used to where other characters know him and that's how we learn about him. Instead, we are part of his world now instead of just along for the ride. That's where I think the error is with some of these movies, but also it's where they choose to focus the, for lack of a better word, magic. So they used to focus primarily on religion and Christianity, Catholicism being their major focus. But in Temple of Doom, they do go to India and have this other mystical religion at the center of it. Looking back, it's not clear how what exactly transpired, if there was true magic involved or if it was some sort of trickery. Whereas in the Holy Grail and the Ark, there's clearly religious magic or I don't know what else to call it, but there's some sort of higher power at play here that is affecting the story. And so that's sort of what I think they should have stuck with. Yes, we want to see him fighting Nazis, and the intro to this movie, it's really fun. But at the end of it, the Crystal Skull ultimately being about aliens, and this one being about another aspect of science fiction, it makes me wonder if the creators forgot what they were originally talking about with Indiana Jones being an archaeologist and studying history. Now, I know they reference history in both Crystal Skull and this one, but it's what those artifacts ultimately lead to that is maybe a little bit of a letdown for a lot of people, but I will say, this is the best indie villain that we've had. I know people are going to say Indy didn't really matter in this one. He didn't matter in almost any of them. The only one he's truly a part of and actually solves it to some conclusion that he's an active participant in is probably Temple of Doom. We can talk about this more, I guess. Leave it in the comments down below if you want me to go into more detail. But essentially, Indy doesn't really. He's not the savior of the day that we kind of expect from a hero character. Most of the time, his bumblings accidentally lead the villains to almost to succeeding, and it's by the fact that the villains have a fatal flaw that is their own undoing, which is kind of like a moral teaching of these films. But anyway, all that being said, I think this one doesn't really wrap up anything that I needed more of. I actually thought that the wrap up they did at the end of Crystal Skull was maybe better, just because it kind of leaves you on a, off we go. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Like we'll see maybe we'll have another adventure, but it kind of like leaves you hanging. And this one obviously doesn't. This is the last one. I think maybe that it's not needed in this series, and it probably should have stayed a trilogy. But I do think the technology about the de-aging, we do have to talk about that. It is cool, though, what they're able to accomplish. Yes, you're watching a de-aged CGI type character, but it's still really good, and there are times you get lost in it. Yes, it's a darker scene, it's at night, but it does have a place now in cinema, in movies, and we need to address whether or not it's a good thing. Because as fun as it is, maybe it's not great if all we're going to be doing in the future is watching de-aged or CGI'd versions of famous actors we knew, and there's just someone in a bodysuit on a soundstage somewhere, and like that's all we're watching. I don't know if that's what we want either. So definitely a topic for conversation, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. We do read them and we do reply. So give us a follow, give us a subscription, and we'll see you on the next one.